December 2nd, 1993, Medellin, Colombia. The king of cocaine is dead. For years, Pablo Escobar ruled this city with blood, fear, and unimaginable wealth. His reach stretched across continents. His name was spoken in hushed tones. And his enemies, they simply disappeared. But as news of his death spread, something unexpected happened. The city he once terrorized didn't just breathe a sigh of relief. It wept, it celebrated, it descended into pure chaos. His is the story of Pablo Escobar's funeral. The day Colombia mourned and celebrated the fall of its most notorious son. For years, the name Pablo Escobar struck fear into the hearts of Colombians. A man who defied presidents, built an empire of blood, and once offered to pay off Colombia's national debt in cash. But in December of 1993, after years on the run, the manhunt reached its final chapter. Escobar had made a call, a brief, careless moment that gave away his location. He ran, but only made it to the rooftop, cornered, outnumbered. The final confrontation lasted just moments. And just like that, the king of cocaine was dead, shot through the leg, the torso, and finally, the head. The official report? Gunshot wounds during a confrontation. But even that sparked controversy. Some claim he took his own life to avoid capture. To the Colombian government, it was a victory. To many citizens, it was justice. And to Escobar's loyal followers, it was a martyr's death. December 2nd, 1993, end of an empire. But death wasn't the end of Escobar's story. In many ways, it was only the beginning of a strange, surreal goodbye. After the rooftop shootout, Escobar's body was swiftly transported to the Monterrey funeral home, a modest building not prepared for what was coming. Word spread through Medellin like wildfire. By the time night fell, the streets were packed, an ocean of mourners and curiosity seekers desperate for one final glimpse. Mothers, children, old men, gang members, businessmen, they came from every corner of the city. They pushed, they shoved, they sobbed. For the poor barrios Escobar had built, he was more than a man. He was a myth. And even in death, myths refused to fade quietly. The night wore on, but the crowd stayed, grieving, chanting, refusing to let go. To many of Medellin's poor, Escobar wasn't just a criminal, he was a benefactor, a man who had given dignity to the forgotten. Escobar's final resting place was Cementerio Jardines Montesacro in the nearby town of Itegui. But if you're imagining a quiet, respectful funeral, think again. Over 25,000 people flooded the cemetery. Some wept openly. Some thanked him aloud, calling him a saint. Others just came to make sure the devil was really gone. Around Escobar's family, chaos reigned. His mother, Hermilda Gaviria, and his widow, Maria Victoria Henao, clung to each other in grief. Journalists fought for the best angles. There was little peace, only noise, pressure, and history in the making. Pablo Escobar's funeral wasn't just a farewell. It was a reminder of how deeply he had divided his country. For the elite, Escobar was a terrorist, a monster. But for the poor, he was the man who built them homes, the man who paid for their medicine. Even in death, Escobar was two men, the villain and the savior. But the story didn't end there. Today, Escobar's grave is still a bizarre tourist attraction. Fans, critics, and the simply curious visit every year. Some leave flowers, some leave graffiti, And yes, some even kneel, pray, and thank him. Even from beyond the grave, Escobar's dark charisma lives on. Pablo Escobar died violently. He was buried chaotically, and he remains to this day one of the most controversial figures in modern history. To some, he was a devil. To others, a saint. But no one could ignore him.